Shine, shine, shine your light. Shine, shine.
Hello. This is Nancy Smith Mattox on WYTV7 in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm broadcasting from Little Rock, Arkansas, Shine Your Light Radio Ministry. So excited to be here today. We have a very special guest, a young woman entrepreneur that's just going to tell us a lot of information. Really excited to hear from her. But before we go into the interview, I'd just like to say that WYTV7 is a nonprofit. We do take donations and seed money, and what we use that money for is to broadcast our interviews internationally. So it's a really exciting thing, and if you so desire, please plant a seed into WYTV7. You can do that on Facebook, WYTV7, hit the donate button and plant a seed so we can continue to advertise and market these broadcasts internationally. So without further ado, let's get started this morning. I am really excited to have Sheena Kera from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So she's a Philly girl. She's been there a long time. Very exciting. Her nickname is Shimmering Sheena, and I think you'll understand why, because look at that beautiful smile. She does shimmer. And she's had 7 years with Amtrak. She's a change management expert. She's a full-time entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur. She's the founder of Kera's travel agency, and her mantra is phenomenal experience on purpose. She's a powerful woman of purpose. So without further ado, Miss Sheena, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from, and what got you where you are.
Good morning, Nancy. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on this platform with you and your team. I grew up in Philadelphia in a family of 4, was all girls in the house. So you know how that goes. I was the next to the youngest of my siblings there, and I went to school in Philadelphia, graduated from Rampant High School, and then went on to college. Through that, I was able to get into banking and hospitality, and then I transitioned on to working for a company called Amtrak. And I'm sure everyone knows what Amtrak is, National Railroad Company, and I did 17 years there. Through that, I was able to move to Delaware in 2004 to cut down the commute time that I was having in one of the positions that I was holding. It took a toll. You know, a lot of times we don't realize how much time we're spending between traveling on the road to get to and from work, and then actually doing the work shift. And back then, my shift was 10-hour days. So you can imagine 10-hour work day, commuting back and forth on I-76 and 95. It gives about a 12 to 14-hour day when it's all said and done. And so through that, I started looking strategically to figure out, well, how can I change this, you know, to be able to have more time with my family and also have more time for myself. And so over the years, I was able to get promoted into leadership positions. I was able to travel across the country. In some of the roles I was in, most recently, I was out in the West Coast as a district station manager, where I was managing 15 stations at the time. But the downfall is that I was out west and my family was still on the East Coast. And so I felt the need that I really needed to get back home. In 2016, I actually got introduced to network marketing. And through that, I was able to start my own travel business. So I was doing my travel business as well as working for Amtrak, and that really helped propel me to where I am today. So I'm fairly excited to share my journey and help others to be able to make that transition as well.
Well, thank you for that. That sounds like an exciting career. I must share with you that I had a 25-year career with a credit union in Jacksonville, Florida, and we serviced Amtrak as well as CSX railroads. I'm very familiar with Amtrak, very familiar with all the employees. I too have traveled all over the country promoting the credit union, growing the credit union. It's real exciting. You may have heard of the credit union if you're with Amtrak, because we were in all the stations all the time. So anyway, very familiar with that. So and it is a tough job. when you travel and you spend so many hours at work, it really is it's a tough job, but it's a beautiful job because you're helping people. And that's the mantra of Shine Your Light, is that I want everyone that I interview to shine their light to the world so they can help everybody. And I believe if we work from the heart and we're true from our heart, that we will really, really encourage people and help people, no matter what business you're in. So if you have it in the right place. So I'm really excited to have you today, Rashina. I'm excited for you to share a lot with us. I know you have a lot to share. And so I wanted to just ask you a few questions, and let's move along. What daily habits helped you make the transition from being an employee to becoming an independent business owner?
So some of my daily habits were, one, giving praise to God, because I always do what I am passionate about. So many times we don't really know what we're passionate about. We jump and we do one assignment and we jump to the other and we're trying to find our purpose until that one very day when you're doing the activity and it makes you happy. That's when you know you have truly found the purpose and you know what you are here for and what you're passionate about. And I tell anybody, once you find that, hone in on those skills so that way you can develop them, enhance them, and really do what you truly enjoy to keep you happy. Because it's nothing like going somewhere and you saying, oh, I don't like this place, I don't like this, I don't like that. But why are we complaining instead of trying to find a solution to that problem and being able to focus in on what we truly enjoy?
Absolutely, and I love what you said about being happy. They say if you love what you're doing, you'll never have a job. You won't really be working if you're happy with what you're doing and you love what you're doing. And that was my passion for 25 years at the credit union. I absolutely loved helping people, loved helping them create and realize their financial dreams. And so I had a ball doing that. So I really never worked a day in my life, but I had a lot of hours that I worked, but I never really considered it work because I was helping people. So I love that if you're happy in what you do. You said that you started out with God. So I want you to tell me what do you believe about God? How does that weave into your regular life?
I pray every day throughout the day. Throughout my house, I have scriptures that are written just to remind me of what the Creator does for me and does for my family. Being able to have that relationship, it keeps me grounded. And even when you're going through the different trials and tribulations and storms, reminding myself about what the Creator can do for me helps me get through. And so instead of sitting there like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, it's like, okay, God, you said that, you know, the weapons will form, but they shall not prosper. And so I remind myself of that anytime that I'm seeing myself in an obstacle. Okay, what is the lesson in this, God? What are you trying to show me? What it is that I have to learn, or what it is that I need to give. And so a lot of times when we look at it that way, we're able to persevere through any challenge that we have. You know, sometimes you're going to have those moments that are not so joyful, but at the end of the day, it's so that you can see the blessing on the other side. And so we have to remind ourselves of that, to take everything that happens in our life, to look at it as a blessing that's around the corner for us. It's a door that's ready to be opened, but we have to be willing to use the key to unlock it.
Absolutely. That's a great way to be on a daily basis, and that's one thing that I love about Shine Your Light and WYTV7 is that our mantra is, if we reach one, then we've done our jobs. But in the case of interviewing you, we're going to reach thousands of people that are going to just love to hear what you just said, because they don't have that in their life. And until you actually hear it and you experience blessings, it's a difficult time. It's a difficult place to get until you realize that it's happening. So I'm thankful that you shared that with us, because that is really true on a daily basis. That's what we all should be doing, and people want to hear that. People want to hear about real talk, tough talk and real life, because they're all going through something. We've all gone through things, and if we didn't have God on our side and we didn't understand the meaning of prayer and blessings, then we just really would be lost. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
What upcoming events and projects are you preparing to help grow your business, your travel business?
Oh, I am doing so many things this year. 2018 is just going to be a fabulous year for Kara's Travel. In March, I'm actually going to a cabin retreat, which is going to be for personal development. And the reason why I'm starting off with that, because you have to make sure that you check yourself. You know, make sure that you have wellness within your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit before you can go out there and touch anyone else. And so that's what I'm kicking off the year with, doing my cabin retreat. We're actually going to be meeting in Tennessee for the weekend. It's going to be March 22nd to the 25th. So I'm thoroughly excited about that. I've been working with this personal development team called Life Changing Alliances for 2 years now. And so I'm thoroughly excited because they have really helped me develop and grow to the point to where I was able to make that transition to really be independent on my own. So I just love it that we're getting together. Then in April, I'm actually collaborating with one of my business partner who is a playwright. Knows best on April 22nd. And so that show is actually two showings. One is going to be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The other is going to be 7 in the evening. And it's going to be held at the Ethical Society Theater that's there off of Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia. So I'll be showcasing my health and wellness products and be able to talk with people about how to cleanse their bodies, remove the toxins from their body, and really be able to get ready for the summer. So that's what we're trying to get ready for. In the spring, I'm actually doing a trip out to Cancun, Mexico. So we'll be out there from June 21st through the 24th. And so it'll be a time for us to get together to be able to, one, be able to really remove some of that stress that we might have been going through during the winter months, and then transition to having some fun during the summertime to really relax and get out, because the kids will be out of school by then. Parents can get to, you know, cheer on their graduates if they have them. And they can also celebrate themselves from getting through the year and through the work for the first 6 months of the year. And so we're looking to do that. In July, I'm actually collaborating with you and our beautiful Queen Bridget and some other phenomenal women. We're going to be doing our Powerful Women's Initiative for releasing our book and celebrating other authors. So that's going to be so exciting. We're going to Cozumel, Mexico. That'll be from July 30th to August 4th. So I'm fairly excited about that. Every time I'm out, I'm talking about this initiative, and I have so many people saying, wait, I want to go. So I have other authors that want to come and join us on this cruise. So it's absolutely phenomenal. And then
Miss Rashina, let me interrupt you for a second. I want to talk a little bit. I want to elaborate on that. We'll pick back up on what else you have to do, but I want to elaborate on a few of the things. On the health and wellness products showcase, Mama knows best. Mama knows best. Can you kind of elaborate on that? You say that you're the vegan master. So let's explain a little bit about what that is and what that means to you and in relation to your health and wellness products that you offer.
Absolutely. So I've been vegan now for 13 years. I actually started off back in '95 with removing beef and pork products from my life. So I just stopped eating it altogether because I felt as though that they weren't products that were good for me. I'm not against anyone who eat them, so let me put that out there. Let me put the disclaimer. Not against anyone, but I always tell people, know what you're putting in your body and know how to remove it from your body so that way it's just not sitting there. And then 10 years later, I transitioned on to removing chicken, fish, and turkey and dairy products from my life. And so that's when I became a full-fledged vegan. And I can honestly say 13 years later, I am happy about the decision that I made because it's helped me maintain my weight. It helped me maintain my diet. It gives me more energy. So it's a lot of positive benefits for it. In my family history, I have a lot of people who suffer from, heart disease, high cholesterol. And so knowing that, I looked at being proactive and saying, okay, what can I do to make sure that I don't fall into that trap of having those diseases that I know that run in my family. And so that's why I made that conscious decision to do that. And through education, going to different seminars, we have Delaware University. They actually give classes on what to eat, because that's the big question that everyone asks me when I'm out. Well, what do you eat as a vegan? Do you just eat rabbit food? And like, no, like I actually eat food. I eat, a lot of the same products. It's just with substitutions. It's really all that it is. It's knowing what to cook, knowing how to prepare it, so that way you can still keep your energy levels up, being able to get that protein that we need. For women, having that B12, because we definitely need that. For the men, if they're going to do it, lots of protein. So the tofus, the, beans, the nuts, things, just knowing what to get for your body. And it's just educating yourself on those things. And so it's been an exciting experience. With my travel company, we actually offer health and wellness products, which actually cleanses the gut. So it's called Recharge and Rebalance, which is good because if you're going to take in the meats, then you want to make sure that you're cleansing it out of your body, so it's just not sitting there. What people don't realize is that with animals, the products that they eat comes out of their bodies right away, so they're not holding on to it. With humans, our bodies is not designed that way. So like, let's say if we ate, a steak or a burger, that's in your body for 72 hours or more. So imagine someone who's eating that every single day. They have all that stuff that's just backed up in their system. So many people that I've talked with about their bodies, they'll say, you know what, it's constipation. They're having problems with being able to, have those products move out of their body, which is the number one killer when you think about colon cancer. So you want to be able to make sure that you're flushing out your body the right way. I do a detox with my body every season, because it's good to do a detox in your body during this season, so you can make sure you're not getting the flu, you're not getting those colds. So those are the things I talk with people about when I'm there vending and hosting at these different events. So I'm fairly excited and hoping that everyone come out to see that great play and also get a chance to talk with me about their bodies.
I think that's wonderful. That's really a very informative thing that they'll be doing in the community. So that's great.
Yeah.
This story about veganism and health and wellness really is a show by itself. So you could do a whole show. We do have broadcasters that talk specifically about this. So maybe one day we can get you on with one of them, and you can talk about your passion about veganism and things like that. Let's move on a little bit, because we only have 30 minutes. I want to move on and make sure I get everything in. I want to talk a little bit about the Powerful Women's Initiative, and the Powerful Women of Purpose book that you're talking about, which both of us collaborated on. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Tell us about the Power Women's Initiative, what it is, and what's happening, because we have to remember that this show is going to be broadcast internationally. So I really envision people from other countries getting involved with this. We have a lot of listeners from a lot of other countries and nationally too. So I'm real excited about that. Plus, it will be aired on iHeartRadio too. So that makes it really exciting. So tell us about the Powerful Women's Initiative.
Absolutely, Nancy. Thank you so much. This is a beautiful project that, as women from all different backgrounds and culture came together collectively to share their stories. And the beautiful thing about it is that some of us didn't even know each other. But through this collaboration, we was able to build a bond, relationships, getting to learn each other's story. And everyone has a story. I truly believe that. It's just that we don't know that we have that story. And so through that, it really helped us to really tap in deep and share information with not only women, but men as well, to be able to say, hey, here's some information that can possibly help you, can help your mother, your sister, your aunties, your grandmother. Someone can benefit from these stories that us phenomenal women are sharing from our hearts, our souls, and our minds. And so it's a beautiful project of cohesiveness that we're coming together, being able to share our personal stories, our personal journeys. So I really love it. And we're collaborating with women not only in the US, but also outside of the United States, which I believe is such a beautiful thing, because now we're touching women internationally to say, hey, share your story with us, come with us on this cruise, and be able to share, you know, the books that you're writing, the poems, you know, that you're writing. So it's a beautiful thing that we're getting together and being able to collaborate as women. You know, so many times you hear that women are tearing each other down, there's no sisterhood, but here we're showing that yes, women can come together from all ages, all backgrounds, and can come together and develop this beautiful project. It'll be a year this coming May that we started the project, and here we are about to go on tour and really share our story with others. I'm just fairly excited about it.
Yes, ma'am. I am too. I'm very excited about it. I know as I was writing what it is, I think there's 8 of us that get 2 chapters apiece, and we told our story in this book, The Powerful Women of Purpose. And I found when I was doing my 2 chapters, I've already published 2 books. So when I was doing this very poignant story of my life and story of just where I was, I found it real difficult to get started on it. But once I got started, the words just flowed, and I was able to write some really interesting chapters about my life, as all of us did. So I'm really excited about the release of this book in May, and I hope it's going to bring a lot of women and really a lot of people joy to read it and know that they're not alone in what they're suffering with. They're not alone. One of us has been through every single thing that everyone's been through. So as far as my story, it was a little difficult to write, but when I finally got started, I was able to do it. So I'm real excited about that too. So in your case, Rashina, what was your story in the book?
Thank you for asking, Nancy. And that's so true about having the mindset to sit down and really pour in that way, because that's what I found for me. The one chapter that I wrote about was about veganism, how I got into being a vegan. And it really took me back because there were some hurdles that I had to go through in my personal journey with, you know, family, friends, you know, colleagues. And so I shared that, you know, starting off from when I was a child, of how I looked at food through my adolescence years to then being an adult to actually make that decision on my own to make those changes in my life. And so I really truly believe that some people will be able to relate to that, because it can be a struggle, especially when you have society saying one thing about, you know, how you should look, how you should do this, how you should do that, versus what's really good for your body. I talk about my blood type, which is AB negative. And with AB negative people, we're not supposed to eat meat. And so that discovery in itself really helped me to really know that I made the right decision in my life to become a vegan. And so that's some of the information that I share in that chapter. The other chapter that I had wrote about was really tapping into how to affirm yourself, how to, you know, find that point in your life where you become an inspiration to yourself, you motivate yourself, and you really push yourself to be able to do better, and not looking for anyone else to give that to you, but you give it to yourself. So it's empowering yourself to be your own cheerleader, if you will, to be able to, anytime that you're going through any type of challenges or struggles, okay, how can I cheer myself on to be able to move through? Because sometimes you're not going to have those people. You know, you're going to be by yourself in moments. And I found myself in my life where there were moments in time where there was no one I could share with. So how was I able to strap up my boots and say, all right, Rashina, get up and let's do it. You know, you can't wait for someone to come in and save you. You got to save yourself. And so that's what that chapter is about. Some different tips on how you can save yourself before you allow yourself to fall into a hole that you can't get out of.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with you. I just love your beautiful spirit. I love it. You really do portray hope for all of us. It's very exciting. I'm really excited for you. Um, Tell me a little bit about what advice you would give to others who desire to fulfill their vision or their purpose.
The advice that I would give to them is what I give to myself and my children is that one, you have to make sure that whatever you do in life, that it makes you happy. Your happiness is priceless. So you have to make sure that you're having joy, you're having peace, is what you truly desire. You're not living for anyone else, you're living for yourself. The other thing is making sure whatever you do, that you're being a servant leader, not having that selfish mentality, but being a giver, not a taker, being able to give back to others, because when you give to others, you're actually growing yourself. A lot of times people don't believe that. Say, well, I need. Okay, well, what about someone else? What do they need? Just giving someone a smile is giving. A lot of times people think that it's monetary, but it's really not monetary. It's giving someone your time, being able to speak some encouraging words. That's about giving, and that's what helps not only that person that you're speaking life to, but it also helps you. The other thing I would say is to really make sure that you educate yourself, give yourself that personal development. Personal development can help so many people, and personal development is for you. It's not for anyone else. It's being able to learn who you are, why you do what you do, and how you do it, and being able to identify those things so that way you can help yourself become a stronger person, a wiser person, and to be able to make better decisions in your life. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect by any means. I'll tell you that today. But I truly believe in working on myself so that way I can be the best person I can possibly be, not only for myself, but for my children and for the people who are in my circle.
That's absolutely right. Thank you for sharing that. I know that that is really a great way for us to fulfill our vision and our purpose. Um, we're running out of time, and I want to talk one more time about WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network. We are a nonprofit, and we do take donations. Our donations are used to promote these shows and these interviews that we do internationally. So it's really an exciting thing. So if you so desire, please, you can plant a seed into WYTV7 on Facebook and hit the donation button. Miss Rashina, I have one last question for you, and I wanted to. This is, this won't be hard for you, but I don't mean to blindside you, but I'd like to know, what has God done for you?
God has done a lot of things for me. Oh my gosh, Nancy, if we had, I don't know, 5 hours or more, but I will give you the high level of it. God has, one, blessed me with life. He's blessed me with favor. So I am truly grateful for that. And when I say with life, means that, I could have been dead a long time ago, but I'm not. I'm here. I'm able to share my personal journey. He's always watched out for me. When I was working, any position that I was in, I would always hear that little whisper, it's time to go. And so when you listen to those whispers, it helps you, and it's really helped me in my career when when I was out in the corporate world. I would hear him say, put in for this, put in for that, move for this, move for that. And every time that position would come. And so that's what I appreciate, the favor that he has on my life, for being able to give me those whispers, and that I was, smart enough to listen to those whispers, because a lot of times we hear those whispers, but we're like, I don't want to do it. But you gotta listen to those whispers. I always say the angel of mercy is always on my side. There's been times where I can be out late at night and I'm driving or traveling and going back and forth, and he has protected me from accidents. You see it and you wonder, well, why did I get delayed? Well, don't complain about that delay. You got delayed for a very good reason, to save you for being in that accident. And so I tell people that all the time, that, you have to be grateful for the little things, and then he will bless you with the bigger things. He has blessed me to the point where I was able to buy one home at the age of 19, back in Philadelphia, and I moved to Delaware, bought another home, and now I'm in my dream home, and I still have those other properties as rental properties. And so that's why I say he has blessed me, over and over and over again. So I tell people all the time, you have to celebrate the things that the Creator has blessed you with, and then be able to celebrate others, help them get those blessings as well, to teach them, okay, these are some of the things that you can do if you're willing to do it. He's blessed me with knowing how to care for my body. That's truly important, because without caring for your body, you won't be here breathing. So it's a beautiful thing that he has taught me to listen to my body and being able to know what to put in, what to put out, and then seek out help when I need that help, when I'm not feeling so good. Having the wisdom to know that something is wrong. And so that's truly a blessing. And then just with my children in general, I am so blessed that my children are, now adults, and they're able to take care of themselves, and they know when to pick up the phone and say help. So it's truly a blessing.
We never ever get tired of them asking us for help, and many times it just keeps us in their life. So that was absolutely fantastic. I appreciate you so much for sharing with us today and for sharing your time and your testimony. And you are a true, awesome woman entrepreneur, and I'm so excited to have you on the show, and so excited to just hear what you have to say. We could go on and on. We could do 3 or 4 interviews just with everything that you've told me. But we have run out of time today, and I thank you so much, Sheena. You were a joy, and I appreciate you for sharing everything, and we will be sharing this internationally. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome, Nancy, and thank you for having me. Again, I am truly grateful for this, and I look forward to July when we get to see each other and just give big hugs.
Oh, I know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Thank you so much. We're out of time. Talk to you later.
Shine, shine, shine your light. Shine, shine, shine your light. Shine, shine, shine your light. Shine, shine, shine.